Welcome to the Steady Word. This is the book of Numbers. Let us begin. Chapter 1. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tabernacle of the congregation, on the first day of the second month, in the second year after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Take you the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, after their families, by the house of their fathers, with the number of their names, every male by their polls, from 20 years old and upward, all that are able to go forth to war in Israel. You and Aaron shall number them by their armies. And with you there shall be a man of every tribe, every one head of the house of his fathers. Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their names, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families, by the house of their fathers. As the Lord commanded Moses, so he numbered them in the wilderness of Sinai. The children of Reuben, Israel's eldest son, by their generations, according to the number of the names, by their polls, every male from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Reuben, were 46,500. The census continues through all the tribes: Simeon, Gad, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Benjamin, Dan, Asher, and Naphtali, all those that were numbered of the children of Israel, by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel. Even all they that were numbered were 600,003,550. But the Levites after the tribe of their fathers were not numbered among them. For the Lord had spoken to Moses, saying, Only you shall not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel. But you shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle, and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister to it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. And when the tabernacle sets forward, the Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up, and the stranger that comes near shall be put to death. Numbers, chapter 2. The Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard, with the ensign of their father's house. Far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. On the east side toward the rising of the sun shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies. And those that do pitch next to him shall be the tribe of Issachar, then the tribe of Zebulun. All that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000 and 80,000 and 6,400 throughout their armies. These shall first set forth: south, Reuben, Simeon, and Gad; west, Ephraim, Manasseh, and Benjamin; north, Dan, Asher, and Naphtali. Then the tabernacle of the congregation shall set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp. As they encamp, so shall they set forward, every man in his place by their standards. Thus did the children of Israel according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So they pitched by their standards, and so they set forward, every one after their families, according to the house of their fathers. Numbers chapter 3. These also are the generations of Aaron and Moses, in the day that the Lord spoke with Moses in Mount Sinai. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron: Nadab the firstborn, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord, when they offered strange fire before the Lord, in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. And Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron, their father. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister to him, and they shall keep his charge, and the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation, to do the service of the tabernacle. And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all the firstborn. The Levites shall be mine, because all the firstborn are mine. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the children of Levi after the house of their fathers, by their families. Every male from a month old and upward shall you number them. Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord. The families of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tabernacle westward. The families of the sons of Kohath shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle southward. The families of the children of Merari shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northward. But those that encamp before the tabernacle toward the east, even before the tabernacle of the congregation eastward, shall be Moses and Aaron and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the charge of the children of Israel. And the stranger that comes near shall be put to death. All that were numbered of the Levites, which Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord, throughout their families, all the males from a month old and upward, were 22,000. Numbers chapter 4. The Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, Take the sum of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi, after their families, by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and upward, even until 50 years old, all that enter into the host, to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. This shall be the service of the sons of Kohath. When the camp sets forward, Aaron shall come, and his sons, and they shall take down the covering veil, and cover the ark of testimony with it, and they shall put the staves thereof. When Aaron and his sons have made an end of covering the sanctuary, after that the sons of Kohath shall come to bear it, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. As for the charge of Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, it pertains to the oil for the light, and the sweet incense, and the daily meat offering, and the anointing oil. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take also the sum of the sons of Gershon. This is the service of the families of the Gershonites, to serve and for burdens. They shall bear the curtains of the tabernacle, and the tabernacle of the congregation, his covering, and the hanging for the door. Under the appointment of Aaron and his sons shall be all the service of the sons of the Gershonites. As for the sons of Merari, you shall number them by their families, and this is the charge of their burden, the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and its sockets. By name you shall reckon the instruments of the charge of their burden. Moses and Aaron and the chief of the congregation numbered the sons of the Levites, all those that were numbered, whom Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord, were 8,580. According to the commandment of the Lord, they were numbered by the hand of Moses, everyone according to his service, and according to his burden. Numbers chapter 5. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, command the children of Israel that they put out of the camp every leper, and every one that has an issue, and whosoever is defiled by the dead. Both male and female shall you put out. Without the camp shall you put them, that they defile not their camps, in the midst whereof I dwell. The children of Israel did so. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, when a man or woman shall commit any sin that men commit, to do a trespass against the Lord, and that person be guilty, then they shall confess their sin which they have done, and he shall recompense his trespass with the principal thereof, and add to it the fifth part thereof, and give it to him against whom he has trespassed. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, If any man's wife go aside, and commit a trespass against him, and the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be defiled, or if the spirit of jealousy come upon him, and he be jealous of his wife, and she be not defiled, then shall the man bring his wife to the priest, and he shall bring her offering for her. And the priest shall bring her near, and set her before the Lord. And the priest shall take holy water in an earthen vessel, and of the dust that is in the floor of the tabernacle, the priest shall take, and put it into the water. And the priest shall charge her by an oath, and say to the woman, If no man have lain with you, be you free from this bitter water that causes the curse. But if you have gone aside to another instead of your husband, the Lord make you a curse and an oath among your people. And when he has made her to drink the water, then it shall come to pass that if she be defiled and have done trespass against her husband, that the water that causes the curse shall enter into her and become bitter, and the woman shall be a curse among her people. And if the woman be not defiled, but be clean, then she shall be free, and shall conceive seed. Chapter 6. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazirite, to separate themselves to the Lord, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine. Neither shall he eat moist grapes, or dried. All the days of his separation shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled, in the which he separates himself to the Lord. He shall be holy. All the days that he separates himself to the Lord, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, or for his sister, when they die, because the consecration of his God is upon his head. And this is the law of the Nazirite. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and he shall offer his offering to the Lord. And the Nazirite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation, and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of the peace offerings. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron and to his sons, saying, On this wise you shall bless the children of Israel, saying to them, The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And they shall put my name upon the children of Israel, and I will bless them. Chapter 7. It came to pass on the day that Moses had fully set up the tabernacle, and had anointed it, and sanctified it, and all the instruments thereof, both the altar and all the vessels thereof, and had anointed them, and sanctified them, that the princes of Israel, heads of the house of their fathers, who were the princes of the tribes, and were over them that were numbered, offered. They brought their offering before the Lord, 6 covered wagons, and 12 oxen, a wagon for 2 of the princes, and for each one an ox. And they brought them before the tabernacle. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take it of them, that they may be to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And you shall give them to the Levites, to every man according to his service. Moses took the wagons and the oxen, and gave them to the Levites. 2 wagons and 4 oxen he gave to the sons of Gershon, according to their service. And 4 wagons and 8 oxen he gave to the sons of Merari. But to the sons of Kohath he gave none, because the service of the sanctuary belonging to them was that they should bear upon their shoulders. The princes offered for dedicating of the altar in the day that it was anointed. Even the princes offered their offering before the altar. And the Lord said to Moses, They shall offer their offering, each prince on his day, for the dedicating of the altar. For 12 consecutive days the prince of each tribe brought an identical offering, 1 silver charger, 1 silver bowl full of fine flour mingled with oil, 1 golden spoonful of incense, and various animals for burnt offerings, sin offerings, and peace offerings. This was the dedication of the altar in the day when it was anointed by the princes of Israel. All the gold of the spoons was 120 shekels. All the oxen for the burnt offering were 12 bullocks, the rams 12, the lambs of the first year 12. When Moses was gone into the tabernacle of the congregation to speak with him, then he heard the voice of one speaking to him from off the mercy seat that was upon the ark of testimony, from between the 2 cherubims. And he spoke to him. Chapter 8. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to Aaron, and say to him, When you light the lamps, the 7 lamps shall give light over against the candlestick. Aaron did so. He lighted the lamps thereof over against the candlestick, as the Lord commanded Moses. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the Levites from among the children of Israel, and cleanse them. Thus shall you do to them, to cleanse them. Sprinkle water of purifying upon them, and let them shave all their flesh, and let them wash their clothes, and so make themselves clean. Then let them take a young bullock with his meat offering, even fine flour mingled with oil. And you shall bring the Levites before the tabernacle of the congregation, and you shall gather the whole assembly of the children of Israel together. You shall bring the Levites before the Lord, and the children of Israel shall put their hands upon the Levites. And Aaron shall offer the Levites before the Lord for an offering of the children of Israel, that they may execute the service of the Lord. Thus shall you separate the Levites from among the children of Israel, and the Levites shall be mine. And after that shall the Levites go in to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation, for they are wholly given to me from among the children of Israel. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, This is it that belongs to the Levites. From 25 years old and upward, they shall go in to wait upon the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. And from the age of 50 years, they shall cease waiting upon the service thereof, and shall serve no more, but shall minister with their brethren in the tabernacle of the congregation, to keep the charge, and shall do no service. Chapter 9. The Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the first month of the 2nd year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. In the 14th day of this month, at even, you shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof, shall you keep it. Moses spoke to the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month, at even in the wilderness of Sinai. But there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man, that they could not keep the Passover on that day. And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. Those men said to him, We are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel? Moses said to them, Stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, saying, If any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or be in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover to the Lord, the 14th day of the second month, at even they shall keep it, and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. On the day that the tabernacle was reared up, the cloud covered the tabernacle. So it was always, the cloud covered it by day, and the appearance of fire by night, when the cloud was taken up from the tabernacle. Then after that, the children of Israel journeyed, and in the place where the cloud abode, there the children of Israel pitched their tents. Whether it were 2 days, or a month, or a year, that the cloud tarried upon the tabernacle, remaining thereon, the children of Israel abode in their tents, and journeyed not. But when it was taken up, they journeyed. At the commandment of the Lord they rested in the tents, and at the commandment of the Lord they journeyed. Chapter 10. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Make you 2 trumpets of silver. Of a whole piece shall you make them, that you may use them for the calling of the assembly, and for the journeying of the camps. And when they shall blow with them, all the assembly shall assemble themselves to you at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. If they blow but with 1 trumpet, then the princes, which are heads of the thousands of Israel, shall gather themselves to you. When you blow an alarm, then the camps that lie on the east parts shall go forward. When you blow an alarm the second time, then the camps that lie on the south side shall take their journey. They shall blow an alarm for their journeys. The sons of Aaron, the priests, shall blow with the trumpets, and they shall be to you for an ordinance forever throughout your generations. And if you go to war in your land against the enemy that oppresses you, then you shall blow an alarm with the trumpets, and you shall be remembered before the Lord your God, and you shall be saved from your enemies. It came to pass on the 20th day of the second month, in the second year, that the cloud was taken up from off the tabernacle of the testimony. The children of Israel took their journeys out of the wilderness of Sinai, and the cloud rested in the wilderness of Paran. They first took their journey according to the commandment of the Lord by the hand of Moses. Moses said to Hobab, the son of Raguel the Midianite, Moses' father-in-law, We are journeying to the place of which the Lord said, I will give it you. Come you with us, and we will do you good, for the Lord has spoken good concerning Israel. And he said to him, I will not go, but I will depart to mine own land and to my kindred. Moses said, Leave us not, I pray you, for as much as you know how we are to encamp in the wilderness, and you may be to us instead of eyes. They departed from the mount of the Lord 3 days' journey, and the ark of the covenant of the Lord went before them in the 3 days' journey to search out a resting place for them. And the cloud of the Lord was upon them by day when they went out of the camp. When the ark set forward, Moses said, "Rise up, Lord, and let your enemies be scattered, and let them that hate you flee before you." And when it rested, he said, "Return, O Lord, to the many thousands of Israel." Numbers chapter 11. When the people complained, it displeased the Lord, and the Lord heard it, and his anger was kindled, and the fire of the Lord burnt among them, and consumed them that were in the uttermost parts of the camp. The people cried to Moses, and when Moses prayed to the Lord, the fire was quenched. The mixed multitude that was among them fell a-lusting, and the children of Israel also wept again, and said, "Who shall give us flesh to eat? We remember the fish, which we did eat in Egypt freely, the cucumbers, and the melons, and the leeks, and the onions, and the garlic. But now our soul is dried away. There is nothing at all beside this manna before our eyes." Moses heard the people weep throughout their families, every man in the door of his tent, and the anger of the Lord was kindled greatly. Moses also was displeased. Moses said to the Lord, "Wherefore have you afflicted your servant? And wherefore have I not found favor in your sight, that you lay the burden of all this people upon me?" The Lord said to Moses, "Gather to me 70 men of the elders of Israel, whom you know to be the elders of the people, and I will come down and talk with you there. And I will take of the Spirit which is upon you, and will put it upon them. And they shall bear the burden of the people with you, that you bear it not yourself alone. And say you to the people, Sanctify yourselves against tomorrow, and you shall eat flesh, even a whole month, until it come out at your nostrils, and it be loathsome to you, because that you have despised the Lord, which is among you." Moses went out and told the people the words of the Lord, and gathered the 70 men of the elders. The Lord came down in a cloud, and spoke to him, and took of the Spirit that was upon him, and gave it to the 70 elders. There went forth a wind from the Lord, and brought quails from the sea, and let them fall by the camp. The people stood up all that day, and all that night, and all the next day, and they gathered the quails, while the flesh was yet between their teeth, ere it was chewed. The wrath of the Lord was kindled against the people, and the Lord struck the people with a very great plague. Numbers chapter 13. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Send you men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall you send a man, every one a ruler among them." Moses, by the commandment of the Lord, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel. Among them were Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, for the tribe of Judah, and Hoshea, the son of Nun, for the tribe of Ephraim. Moses called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Jehoshua. Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said to them, "Get you up this way southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land, what it is, and the people that dwells therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many, and what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad, and what cities they be that they dwell in, whether in tents or in strongholds." So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Zin to Rehob. They came to the brook of Eshcol, and cut down from thence a branch, with one cluster of grapes, and they bore it between two upon a staff. And they brought of the pomegranates, and of the figs. They returned from searching of the land after 40 days. They came to Moses, and to Aaron, and to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and brought back word to them, and showed them the fruit of the land. They told him, and said, We came to the land whither you sent us, and surely it flows with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled, and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. Caleb stilled the people before Moses, and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land, which they had searched to the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eats up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Numbers chapter 13. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Send you men, that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give to the children of Israel. Of every tribe of their fathers shall you send a man, every one a ruler among them. Moses, by the commandment of the Lord, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel. Among them were Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, for the tribe of Judah, and Hoshea, the son of Nun, for the tribe of Ephraim. Moses called Hoshea, the son of Nun, Jehoshua. Moses sent them to spy out the land of Canaan, and said to them, Get you up this way southward, and go up into the mountain, and see the land, what it is, and the people that dwells therein, whether they be strong or weak, few or many, and what the land is that they dwell in, whether it be good or bad, and what cities they be that they dwell in, whether in tents or in strongholds. So they went up and searched the land from the wilderness of Zin to Rehob. They came to the brook of Eshcol, and cut down from thence a branch, with one cluster of grapes, and they bore it between two upon a staff. And they brought of the pomegranates, and of the figs. They returned from searching of the land after 40 days. They came to Moses, and to Aaron, and to all the congregation of the children of Israel, and brought back word to them, and showed them the fruit of the land. They told him, and said, We came to the land whither you sent us, and surely it flows with milk and honey, and this is the fruit of it. Nevertheless, the people be strong that dwell in the land, and the cities are walled, and very great. And moreover, we saw the children of Anak there. Caleb stilled the people before Moses, and said, Let us go up at once and possess it, for we are well able to overcome it. But the men that went up with him said, We be not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we. And they brought up an evil report of the land, which they had searched to the children of Israel, saying, The land through which we have gone to search it is a land that eats up the inhabitants thereof. And all the people that we saw in it are men of a great stature. And there we saw the giants, the sons of Anak, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Numbers chapter 14. All the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. All the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron, and the whole congregation said to them, "Would God that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would God we had died in this wilderness? And wherefore has the Lord brought us to this land, to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt?" They said one to another, "Let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt." Then Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before all the assembly of the congregation. Joshua the son of Nun, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, which were of them that searched the land, rent their clothes. And they spoke to all the company of the children of Israel, saying, "The land which we passed through to search it is an exceeding good land. If the Lord delight in us, then he will bring us into this land. Only rebel not you against the Lord, neither fear you the people of the land, for they are bread for us. Their defense is departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Fear them not." But all the congregation bade stone them with stones. And the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of the congregation before all the children of Israel. The Lord said to Moses, "How long will this people provoke me? And how long will it be ere they believe me? For all the signs which I have showed among them, I will strike them with the pestilence and disinherit them, and will make of you a greater nation and mightier than they." Moses said to the Lord, "Then the Egyptians shall hear it, and they will tell it to the inhabitants of this land. Now if you shall kill all this people as one man, then the nations which have heard the fame of you will speak, saying, 'Because the Lord was not able to bring this people into the land which he swore to them, he has slain them in the wilderness.' And now, I beseech you, let the power of my Lord be great. Pardon, I beseech you, the iniquity of this people." The Lord said, "I have pardoned according to your word. But as truly as I live, all the earth shall be filled with the glory of the Lord, because all those men which have seen my glory and my miracles, and have not listened to my voice, surely they shall not see the land which I swore to their fathers. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him, and has followed me fully, him will I bring into the land. Your carcasses shall fall in this wilderness, and all that were numbered of you, from 20 years old and upward. Doubtless you shall not come into the land, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. But your little ones, which you said should be a prey, them will I bring in. After the number of the days in which you searched the land, even 40 days, each day for a year, shall you bear your iniquities, even 40 years. The men which Moses sent to search the land, who returned and made all the congregation to murmur against him by bringing up a slander upon the land, even those men died by the plague before the Lord. But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh live still. Numbers chapter 15. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, when you be come into the land of your habitations, which I give to you, and will make an offering by fire to the Lord, one law and one manner shall be for you, and for the stranger that sojourns with you." And while the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they found a man that gathered sticks upon the Sabbath day. They that found him gathering sticks brought him to Moses and Aaron, and to all the congregation. And they put him in ward, because it was not declared what should be done to him. The Lord said to Moses, "The man shall be surely put to death, All the congregation shall stone him with stones without the camp. All the congregation brought him without the camp and stoned him with stones. And he died, as the Lord commanded Moses. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a riband of blue, that you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord, and do them, and that you seek not after your own heart and your own eyes. Numbers chapter 16. Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses, with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. They gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron, and said to them, You take too much upon you, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Why then lift you up yourselves above the congregation of the Lord? When Moses heard it, he fell upon his face, and he spoke to Korah and to all his company, saying, Even tomorrow the Lord will show who are his, and who is holy, and will cause him to come near to him. This do. Take you censers, Korah, and all his company, and put fire therein, and put incense in them before the Lord tomorrow. And it shall be that the man whom the Lord does choose, he shall be holy. You take too much upon you, you sons of Levi. Moses sent to call Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, which said, We will not come up. Is it a small thing that you have brought us up out of a land that flows with milk and honey, to kill us in the wilderness, except you make yourself altogether a prince over us? Moses said to Korah, Be you and all your company before the Lord, you and they, and Aaron, tomorrow. They took every man his censer, and put fire in them, and laid incense thereon, and stood in the door of the tabernacle of the congregation with Moses and Aaron. The Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, Separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. They fell upon their faces and said, O God, the God of the spirits of all flesh, shall one man sin, and will you be angry with all the congregation? The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the congregation, saying, Get you up from about the tabernacle of Korah, Dathan, and Abiram. Moses rose up and went to Dathan and Abiram. He spoke to the congregation, saying, Depart, I pray you, from the tents of these wicked men, and touch nothing of theirs, lest you be consumed in all their sins. Moses said, Hereby you shall know that the Lord has sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of mine own mind. If these men die the common death of all men, then the Lord has not sent me. But if the Lord make a new thing, and the earth open her mouth, and swallow them up, with all that appertain to them, then you shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. As he had made an end of speaking all these words, the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed them up, and their houses, and all the men that appertained to Korah, and all their goods. They, and all that appertained to them, went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed upon them. And there came out a fire from the Lord, and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. Numbers chapter 17. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, And take of every one of them a rod, according to the house of their fathers. Of all their princes according to the house of their fathers, 12 rods. Write you every man's name upon his rod. And you shall write Aaron's name upon the rod of Levi. And you shall lay them up in the tabernacle of the congregation before the testimony, where I will meet with you. And it shall come to pass that the man's rod, whom I shall choose, shall blossom. Moses spoke to the children of Israel, and every one of their princes gave him a rod apiece, even 12 rods. And the rod of Aaron was among their rods. Moses laid up the rods before the Lord in the tabernacle of witness. It came to pass that on the tomorrow Moses went into the tabernacle of witness. And behold, the rod of Aaron for the house of Levi was budded, and brought forth buds, and bloomed blossoms, and yielded almonds. Moses brought out all the rods from before the Lord to all the children of Israel. And they looked, and took every man his rod. The Lord said to Moses, Bring Aaron's rod again before the testimony, to be kept for a token against the rebels. And you shall quite take away their murmurings from me, that they die not. Moses did so. Chapter 18. The Lord said to Aaron, You and your sons and your father's house with you shall bear the iniquity of the sanctuary, and your brethren also of the tribe of Levi. Bring you with you, that they may be joined to you and minister to you. But you and your sons with you shall minister before the tabernacle of witness. They shall not come near the vessels of the sanctuary and the altar, that neither they nor you also die. And I, behold, I have taken your brethren the Levites from among the children of Israel. To you they are given as a gift for the Lord, to do the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. The Lord spoke to Aaron, Behold, I also have given you the charge of mine heave offerings, of all the hallowed things of the children of Israel. To you have I given them by reason of the anointing, and to your sons by an ordinance forever. All the best of the oil, and all the best of the wine, and of the wheat, the first fruits of them which they shall offer to the Lord, them have I given to you. And the Lord spoke to Aaron, You shall have no inheritance in their land, neither shall you have any part among them. I am your part, and your inheritance among the children of Israel. And behold, I have given the children of Levi all the 10th in Israel for an inheritance, for their service which they serve, even the service of the tabernacle of the congregation. Chapter 19. The Lord spoke to Moses and to Aaron, saying, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord has commanded, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, that they bring you a red heifer without spot, wherein is no blemish, and upon which never came yoke. And you shall give her to Eleazar the priest, that he may bring her forth without the camp, and one shall slay her before his face. And Eleazar the priest shall take of her blood with his finger, and sprinkle of her blood directly before the tabernacle of the congregation 7 times. And one shall burn the heifer in his sight, and the priest shall take cedar wood, and hyssop, and scarlet, and cast it into the midst of the burning of the heifer. Then the priest shall wash his clothes, and he shall bathe his flesh in water, and afterward he shall come into the camp, and the priest shall be unclean until the evening. A man that is clean shall gather up the ashes of the heifer, and lay them up without the camp in a clean place. And it shall be kept for the congregation of the children of Israel for a water of separation. It is a purification for sin. He that touches the dead body of any man shall be unclean 7 days. He shall purify himself with it, on the third day, and on the seventh day he shall be clean. But if he purify not himself the third day, then the seventh day he shall not be clean. Numbers chapter 20. Then came the children of Israel, even the whole congregation, into the desert of Zin in the first month. And the people abode in Kadesh, and Miriam died there, and was buried there. And there was no water for the congregation, and they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron. The people chid with Moses, and spoke, saying, Would God that we had died when our brethren died before the Lord. And why have you brought up the congregation of the Lord into this wilderness, that we and our cattle should die there? Moses and Aaron went from the presence of the assembly to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and they fell upon their faces, and the glory of the Lord appeared to them. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the rod, and gather the assembly together, you and Aaron your brother, and speak you to the rock before their eyes, and it shall give forth his water, and you shall bring forth to them water out of the rock. So you shall give the congregation and their beast drink. Moses took the rod from before the Lord, as he commanded him. Moses and Aaron gathered the congregation together before the rock, and he said to them, Hear now, you rebels, must we fetch you water out of this rock? Moses lifted up his hand, and with his rod he struck the rock twice, and the water came out abundantly, and the congregation drank, and their beasts also. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron, Because you believe me not, to sanctify me in the eyes of the children of Israel, you shall not bring this congregation into the land which I have given them. This is the water of Meribah. Moses sent messengers from Kadesh to the king of Edom. Thus says your brother Israel, Let us pass, I pray you, through your country. We will not pass through the fields or through the vineyards, neither will we drink of the water of the wells. We will go by the king's highway. Edom said to him, You shall not pass by me, lest I come out against you with the sword. The children of Israel journeyed from Kadesh and came to Mount Hor. The Lord spoke to Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor, saying, Aaron shall be gathered to his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given to the children of Israel, because you rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. Take Aaron and Eleazar his son, and bring them up to Mount Hor, and strip Aaron of his garments, and put them upon Eleazar his son. Moses did as the Lord commanded. Moses stripped Aaron of his garments, and put them upon Eleazar his son. And Aaron died there in the top of the mount. And Moses and Eleazar came down from the mount. When all the congregation saw that Aaron was dead, they mourned for Aaron 30 days. Chapter 21. When King Arad the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Israel, and took some of them prisoners. Israel vowed a vow to the Lord, and said, If you will indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. The Lord listened to the voice of Israel, and delivered up the Canaanites. They journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea, to compass the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. The people spoke against God and against Moses. Wherefore have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loathes this light bread. The Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. The people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against you. Pray to the Lord that he take away the serpents from us." Moses prayed for the people. The Lord said to Moses, "Make you a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole, and it shall come to pass that everyone that is bitten, when he looks upon it, shall live." Moses made a serpent of brass and put it upon a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of the Amorites, saying, "Let me pass through your land." But Sihon would not suffer Israel to pass through his border. Sihon gathered all his people together and fought against Israel. Israel struck him with the edge of the sword and possessed his land. Then they turned and went up by the way of Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, went out against them. The Lord said to Moses, "Fear him not, for I have delivered him into your hand." So they struck him and his sons and all his people, until there was none left him alive, and they possessed his land. Numbers chapter 22. The children of Israel set forward and pitched in the plains of Moab on this side Jordan by Jericho. Balak the son of Zippor saw all that Israel had done to the Amorites. Moab was sore afraid of the people, because they were many. Balak said to the elders of Midian, "Now shall this company lick up all that are round about us, as the ox licks up the grass of the field." He sent messengers to Balaam the son of Beor to Pether, to call him, saying, "Behold, there is a people come out from Egypt. Behold, they cover the face of the earth, and they abide over against me. Come now, I pray you, curse me this people, for they are too mighty for me." The elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the rewards of divination in their hand. And they came to Balaam and spoke to him the words of Balak. God came to Balaam and said, "You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people, for they are blessed." Balaam rose up in the morning and said to the princes of Balak, "Get you into your land, for the Lord refuses to give me leave to go with you." Balak sent yet again princes, more and more honorable than they. They came to Balaam and said to him, "Thus says Balak the son of Zippor, let nothing, I pray you, hinder you from coming to me." Balaam said to the servants of Balak, "If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the word of the Lord my God, to do less or more." God came to Balaam at night and said to him, "If the men come to call you, rise up and go with them. But yet the word which I shall say to you, that shall you do." Balaam rose up in the morning and saddled his ass and went with the princes of Moab. God's anger was kindled because he went, and the angel of the Lord stood in the way for an adversary against him. Now he was riding upon his ass, and his 2 servants were with him. The ass saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And the ass turned aside out of the way and went into the field. And Balaam struck the ass to turn her into the way. But the angel of the Lord stood in a path of the vineyards, a wall being on this side, and a wall on that side. When the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she thrust herself to the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, and he struck her again. The angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place, where was no way to turn either to the right hand or to the left. When the ass saw the angel of the Lord, she fell down under Balaam, and Balaam's anger was kindled, and he struck the ass with a staff. The Lord opened the mouth of the ass, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you, that you have struck me these 3 times?" Balaam said to the ass, "Because you have mocked me, I would there were a sword in mine hand, for now would I kill you." The ass said to Balaam, "Am not I your ass, upon which you have ridden ever since I was yours to this day? Was I ever wont to do so to you?" And he said, "No." Then the Lord opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way, and his sword drawn in his hand. And he bowed down his head and fell flat on his face. The angel of the Lord said to him, "Wherefore have you struck your ass these 3 times? Behold, I went out to withstand you, because your way is perverse before me." Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned, for I knew not that you stood in the way against me. Now if it displease you, I will get me back again." The angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but only the word that I shall speak to you, that you shall speak." So Balaam went with the princes of Balak. Numbers chapter 23. Balaam said to Balak, "Build me here 7 altars, and prepare me here 7 oxen and 7 rams." Balak did as Balaam had spoken. Balaam said to Balak, "Stand by your burnt offering, and I will go. Peradventure the Lord will come to meet me, and whatsoever he shows me I will tell you." God met Balaam, and the Lord put a word in Balaam's mouth, and said, "Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak." He returned to him and took up his parable, and said, "Balak the king of Moab has brought me from Aram, saying, Come, curse me, Jacob, and come, defy Israel. How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? Or how shall I defy whom the Lord has not defied? For from the top of the rocks I see him. Who can count the dust of Jacob, and the number of the 4th part of Israel?" Balak said to Balaam, "What have you done to me? I took you to curse mine enemies, and behold, you have blessed them altogether." He said, "Must I not take heed to speak that which the Lord has put in my mouth?" Balak brought him to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars. The Lord met Balaam, and put a word in his mouth. Balaam said, "Rise up, Balak, and hear. God is not a man, that he should lie, neither the Son of Man, that he should repent. Has he said, and shall he not do it? Or has he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he has blessed, and I cannot reverse it." Balak said to Balaam, "Neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all." But Balaam said, "Told not I you, saying, All that the Lord speaks, that I must do?" Numbers chapter 24. When Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel, he went not, as at other times, to seek for enchantments, but he set his face toward the wilderness. Balaam lifted up his eyes, and he saw Israel abiding in his tents, according to their tribes. And the Spirit of God came upon him. He took up his parable, and said, "How goodly are your tents, O Jacob, and your tabernacles, O Israel! As the valleys are they spread forth, as gardens by the river's side. God brought him forth out of Egypt. He shall eat up the nations his enemies, and shall break their bones." Balak's anger was kindled against Balaam, and he struck his hands together. And Balak said to Balaam, "I called you to curse mine enemies, and behold, you have altogether blessed them these 3 times. Flee you to your place. I thought to promote you to great honor. But lo, the Lord has kept you back from honor. Balaam said to Balak, Spoke not I also to your messengers, saying, If Balak would give me his house full of silver and gold, I cannot go beyond the commandment of the Lord. Balaam took up his parable and said, I shall see him, but not now. I shall behold him, but not nigh. There shall come a star out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall strike the corners of Moab, and destroy all the children of Sheth. Balaam rose up, and went and returned to his place, and Balak also went his way. Numbers chapter 25. Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. They called the people to the sacrifices of their gods, and the people did eat, and bowed down to their gods. And Israel joined himself to Baal-peor, and the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel. The Lord said to Moses, Take all the heads of the people, and hang them up before the Lord against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Lord may be turned away from Israel. Moses said to the judges of Israel, Slay you every one his men that were joined to Baal-peor. Behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought to his brethren a Midianitish woman in the sight of Moses and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. When Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, the man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel, and those that died in the plague were 24,000. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consume not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, Behold, I give to him my covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his God, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Vex the Midianites, and strike them, for they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor. Numbers chapter 26. It came to pass after the plague that the Lord spoke to Moses and to Eleazar the son of Aaron the priest, saying, Take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel, from 20 years old and upward, throughout their father's house, all that are able to go to war in Israel. Moses and Eleazar the priest spoke with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Take the sum of the people, from 20 years old and upward, as the Lord commanded Moses and the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt. The second census is taken, listing the families of Reuben, Simeon, Gad, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Manasseh, Ephraim, Benjamin, Dan, Asher, and Naphtali. These are they that were numbered by Moses and Eleazar the priest, who numbered the children of Israel in the plains of Moab, by Jordan near Jericho. But among these there was not a man of them whom Moses and Aaron the priest numbered, when they numbered the children of Israel in the wilderness of Sinai. For the Lord had said of them, They shall surely die in the wilderness. And there was not left a man of them, save Caleb the son of Jephunneh, and Joshua the son of Nun. Numbers Chapter 27. Then came the daughters of Zelophehad. They stood before Moses, and before Eleazar the priest, and before the princes and all the congregation, by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Our father died in the wilderness, and he was not in the company of them that gathered themselves together against the Lord in the company of Korah, but died in his own sin, and had no sons. Why should the name of our father be done away from among his family, because he has no son? Give to us a possession among the brethren of our father. Moses brought their cause before the Lord. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, The daughters of Zelophehad speak right. You shall surely give them a possession of an inheritance among their father's brethren, and you shall cause the inheritance of their father to pass to them. The Lord said to Moses, Get you up into this Mount Abarim, and see the land which I have given to the children of Israel. And when you have seen it, you also shall be gathered to your people, as Aaron your brother was gathered. You rebelled against my commandment in the desert of Zin, in the strife of the congregation, to sanctify me at the water before their eyes. Moses spoke to the Lord, saying, Let the Lord, the God of the spirits of all flesh, set a man over the congregation, which may go out before them, that the congregation of the Lord be not as sheep which have no shepherd. The Lord said to Moses, Take you Joshua, the son of Nun, a man in whom is the Spirit, and lay your hand upon him, and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation, and give him a charge in their sight. And you shall put some of your honor upon him, that all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient. Moses did as the Lord commanded him, and he took Joshua and set him before Eleazar the priest, and before all the congregation. And he laid his hands upon him, and gave him a charge, as the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses. Numbers, chapter 28. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Command the children of Israel, and say to them, My offering and my bread for my sacrifices made by fire, for a sweet savor to me, shall you observe to offer to me in their due season. And you shall say to them, This is the offering made by fire, which you shall offer to the Lord. 2 lambs of the first year without spot day by day, for a continual burnt offering. The one lamb shall you offer in the morning, and the other lamb shall you offer at even. And in the beginnings of your months you shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord, 2 young bullocks and 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year without spot. This is the burnt offering of every month throughout the months of the year. And in the 14th day of the first month is the Passover of the Lord. And in the 15th day of this month is the feast. 7 days shall unleavened bread be eaten. And the first day shall be an holy convocation. You shall do no manner of servile work therein. Numbers, chapter 29. And in the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets to you, and you shall offer a burnt offering for a sweet savor to the Lord. And you shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month an holy convocation. And you shall afflict your souls. You shall not do any work therein, but you shall offer a burnt offering to the Lord for a sweet savor. And on the 15th day of the 7th month, you shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work, and you shall keep a feast to the Lord 7 days. And you shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor to the Lord. These things you shall do to the Lord in your set feasts, beside your vows, and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, and for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. Moses told the children of Israel according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. Numbers, chapter 31. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shall you be gathered to your people. Moses spoke to the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves to the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, did they send to the war. Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. They warred against the Midianites, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. They slew the kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. The children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle. They brought the captives, and the prey, and the spoil, to Moses, and Eleazar the priest, and to the congregation of the children of Israel, to the camp at the plains of Moab. Moses, and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation, went forth to meet them without the camp. Moses was wroth with the officers of the host. He said to them, Have you saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation, and levy a tribute to the Lord of the men of war, which went out to battle. The officers which were over thousands of the host came near to Moses. And they said to Moses, Your servants have taken the sum of the men of war, which are under our charge, and there lacks not one man of us. We have brought an oblation for the Lord, what every man has gotten, of jewels of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord. Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial for the children of Israel before the Lord. Numbers, chapter 31. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shall you be gathered to your people. Moses spoke to the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves to the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, did they send to the war. Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war with the holy instruments and the trumpets to blow in his hand. They warred against the Midianites, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. They slew the kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. The children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle. They brought the captives, and the prey, and the spoil, to Moses, and Eleazar the priest, and to the congregation of the children of Israel, to the camp at the plains of Moab. Moses and Eleazar the priest and all the princes of the congregation went forth to meet them without the camp. Moses was wroth with the officers of the host. He said to them, "Have you saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor." The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And levy a tribute to the Lord of the men of war, which went out to battle." The officers which were over thousands of the host came near to Moses. And they said to Moses, "Your servants have taken the sum of the men of war, which are under our charge, and there lacks not one man of us. We have brought an oblation for the Lord, what every man has gotten, of jewels of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, and tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord." Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of them and brought it into the tabernacle of the congregation for a memorial for the children of Israel before the Lord. Numbers chapter 32. Now the children of Reuben and the children of Gad had a very great multitude of cattle. And when they saw the land of Jazer and the land of Gilead, that behold, the place was a place for cattle, the children of Gad and the children of Reuben came and spoke to Moses, and to Eleazar the priest, and to the princes of the congregation, saying, "The country which the Lord struck before the congregation of Israel is a land for cattle, and your servants have cattle. Wherefore, if we have found grace in your sight, let this land be given to your servants for a possession, and bring us not over Jordan." Moses said to the children of Gad and to the children of Reuben, "Shall your brethren go to war, and shall you sit here, and wherefore discourage you the heart of the children of Israel from going over into the land which the Lord has given them?" They came near to him and said, "We will build sheepfolds here for our cattle, and cities for our little ones. But we ourselves will go ready armed before the children of Israel, until we have brought them to their place. We will not return to our houses, until the children of Israel have inherited every man his inheritance." Moses said to them, "If you will do this thing, if you will go armed before the Lord to war, and will go all of you armed over Jordan before the Lord, until he has driven out his enemies from before him, then afterward you shall return and be guiltless before the Lord and before Israel, and this land shall be your possession before the Lord." So Moses gave to them, even to the children of Gad, and to the children of Reuben, and to half the tribe of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, the kingdom of Sihon, king of the Amorites, and the kingdom of Og, king of Bashan. Numbers chapter 33. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt with their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys by the commandment of the Lord. The Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, when you are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places. And you shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein, for I have given you the land to possess it. But if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which you let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes, and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein you dwell. Numbers chapter 34. These are the journeys of the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt, with their armies under the hand of Moses and Aaron. Moses wrote their goings out according to their journeys, by the commandment of the Lord. The Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Speak to the children of Israel, and say to them, When you are passed over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall drive out all the inhabitants of the land from before you, and destroy all their pictures, and destroy all their molten images, and quite pluck down all their high places. And you shall dispossess the inhabitants of the land, and dwell therein. For I have given you the land to possess it. But if you will not drive out the inhabitants of the land from before you, then it shall come to pass that those which you let remain of them shall be pricks in your eyes, and thorns in your sides, and shall vex you in the land wherein you dwell. Numbers chapter 35. The Lord spoke to Moses in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, Command the children of Israel that they give to the Levites of the inheritance of their possession cities to dwell in, and you shall give also to the Levites suburbs, for the cities round about them. And among the cities which you shall give to the Levites, there shall be 6 cities for refuge, which you shall appoint for the manslayer, that he may flee thither. When you be come over Jordan into the land of Canaan, then you shall appoint you cities to be cities of refuge for you, that the slayer may flee thither, which kills any person at unawares. If the slayer come within the border of the city of his refuge, whither he was fled, and the revenger of blood find him without the borders of the city of his refuge, and the revenger of blood kill the slayer, he shall not be guilty of blood, because he should have remained in the city of his refuge until the death of the high priest. Numbers chapter 36. The chief fathers of the families of the children of Gilead came near, and spoke before Moses, and before the princes, the chief fathers of the children of Israel. And they said, The Lord commanded my Lord to give the land for an inheritance by lot to the children of Israel. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance of Zelophehad, our brother, to his daughters. And if they be married to any of the sons of the other tribes of the children of Israel, then shall their inheritance be taken from the inheritance of our fathers. Moses commanded the children of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, The tribe of the sons of Joseph has said well, This is the thing which the Lord does command concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, Let them marry to whom they think best. Only to the family of the tribe of their father shall they marry. So shall not the inheritance of the children of Israel remove from tribe to tribe. For every one of the children of Israel shall keep himself to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. Even as the Lord commanded Moses, so did the daughters of Zelophehad. These are the commandments and the judgments, which the Lord commanded by the hand of Moses, to the children of Israel in the plains of Moab by Jordan, near Jericho.